today, whether they were substituting or helping a school with intake or dismissal. Our board members were right there with the rest of our district office staff. We had a great first day. It was so exciting, one, to see parents at elementary not only come to the school, but be able for the first time in 2 years walk their children to class. So that was something that really touched my heart to know that our parents were engaged. 2 years ago, I said my new word was pivot. Well, this year I have two new words: patience and engagement. On the first day of school, patience with our one issue that we had today, transportation, and engagement started today with parents being able to walk their children to class. We had a great first day, not only because of our school-based employees, but also because of our district employees. Everyone was out in schools. It was back to this all hands on deck. They were either out supporting schools with intake or substituting in classes, or they may have been supporting schools here at the district office. Today we had almost 111,000 students of our estimated 133,000 students return on the first day. If you are a family with children that did not come to school today, I encourage you to be here for day 2. I assure you that in our classrooms, the process of teaching and learning has already begun. We can help your child reach an unlimited potential, but we need them in school every day. And so if you weren't here today, I hope we will see you in class tomorrow. Even though we have over 400 vacancies, today more than 95% of our substitute requests were filled, and we had district staff in place at many schools to fill any unfilled gaps. Last year, we had less than 400 vacancies. However, the fill rate was at 75% on the first day. So a big thank you to ESS and our substitutes for responding to the call today. You are an important part of Team Duval. The only area, as stated earlier, where we had an issue, and it is always an issue on the first day and the first couple of weeks, was transportation. Drivers are learning their routes, students and families are learning their routes and their buses, and our contractors still need additional bus drivers. If you were one of the families whose first day of school was soured by transportation, I apologize and ask for your patience. Our team and our contractors are working hard to improve our bus service as quickly as possible. But despite the transportation issues, in summary, today was a great day. It was very smooth opening of the school year, and I look forward to the next 36 weeks of school because I believe that we are going to have a fantastic 22-23 school year. I'll now take any questions.
Okay, quick question from Action News Jax. How long will the bus delays last, and what's being done to fix them?
Well, the bus delays, as I stated on the first day, are very common. The first couple of weeks are a little bit challenging because it determines whether we need to consolidate routes. Students who are not here today show up tomorrow, or many parents drove their students today and now will be showing up at bus stops over the next few days. Our contractors are in the process of hiring, I think, over 100 drivers, but it does take time for those who need training, for their CDL licenses, for those who are starting their training routes. So hopefully over the next few weeks, we will see those delays get better.
And so like mid-school year, you know, when things are kind of smoothed out, what would a typical day look like as far as transportation?
There is never a typical day when it relates to transportation because they encounter traffic. Right now, especially at our schools that have a large number of ESE students, they are being very careful about loading the buses with those students. We have students in wheelchairs. They want to make sure that those students are on the right bus so that they don't have a difficulty of getting them home. But on a typical day, transportation starts as early as 5:30 in the morning. With our high schools, we have 3 runs: high school, elementary, and middle. And then the day ends somewhere between 5:30 to 6 o'clock p.m. And that's again in the afternoon. It starts with high school, elementary, and then middle school. Middle school being the last run, that's where they're the ones who see most of the delays.
And so are there any kids still on buses as late as 5 o'clock? I know there was some pretty significant delays today.
Absolutely, because middle school doesn't get out until sometimes between 4:15 to 4:45. So yes, you will see students on buses at 5 o'clock today.
Well, speaking of patience, doctor, I know some kids are going to have to be patient waiting for that bus. We've seen a few bus routes where they're delayed by 90 minutes. That's a lot of patience, doc. So, what's the protocol for notifying parents and students when it comes to their bus routes, if and when it will come, or if it won't come?
Well, we have a late bus website, so parents can go to that website, and we have listed, and we're telling them if that bus is going to be extremely late, so they can adjust their schedule as needed. But our hope is that over the next couple of weeks, that's going to continue to be reduced.
Do we have an exact number of how many delays we've had so far today?
No, I do not have an exact number. I know that we are down 50 bus drivers, so we could naturally guess at least 50 of the routes are being delayed or impacted, but that's only inclusive of the known bus drivers that are not in. I do not know how many bus drivers might have been out for sickness or for other reasons, but right now we know at least 50 of our routes are being impacted.
Dr. Green, if I can change the subject real quick, one of my colleagues wants to ask you about Common Core. They told me to ask you about how math was phased out. Apparently, it was scrutinized by a lot of parents, and he just wants me to get your take on that real quick.
Well, this year is our first year of implementing the best standards for the state of Florida for all grade levels. We implemented math best standards for grades K through 2 last year, and so 3 through high school will be implemented this year.
Real quick, how many routes are there overall right now?
There are almost 900 routes. We have about 900 bus routes that occur morning and afternoon.
You might sound like a broken record me asking this, but your expectations for this upcoming school year?
I expect that we're going to have a great school year. We have a lot of new initiatives in progress, such as new curriculum for best standards for ELA and mathematics. We're also implementing a new initiative called Duval Ready for our students to gain soft skills, so when they graduate high school, our corporations know not only do they have the content knowledge, but they also have what they call the hidden curriculum or the soft skills knowledge, knowing how to be a team member, how to collaborate, how to problem solve. And so this is the first year of implementing Duval Ready and being a part of the career source at the state level of supporting students who want to seek this additional technically certification to their diploma.
Real quick, I just want you to talk about that feeling that you expressed earlier about seeing parents being able to walk their child for the first time in 2 years to class. Share with me what you saw and how you felt.
Well, I felt joy and excitement, and I saw it on the faces of not only our parents, but their students. Some of our schools have what we call the Boohoo Breakfast. That means it's mostly for kindergarten, parents of kindergarten children, that it's very hard for them to see them go on that first day of school, and they have this breakfast to help them come together and support one another. But this morning I saw no tears in the schools that I arrived, but I know that some of our parents were having a hard time letting go this morning, and the fact that we could allow them to walk their children to class was definitely a treat. It seemed like we were back to somewhat normal school year.
While we're experiencing hiccups here and there, what's your overall message to parents and students during this time?
My overall message, again, patience and engagement. Patience as it relates to transportation, engagement. If you weren't at school today, and get registered, get back into our classes because, as I stated, the learning process has already begun.
You guys good? All right. Thank you.
Wow.
Quick and easy.
Quick and easy.
That didn't hurt too bad, did it?
No, it did not.